Super excited.
Um, so how's everything going with you?
Not bad. Working from home today, so it's not too
That's
bad so
fine.
far.
That
Yeah,
must be
beautiful day outside.
right. I'm glad it's not as it wasn't it's not raining. I remember a few days ago I was outside at work and I was like, it's sunny. So now what are these clouds over here? What you doing?
See, for us, there was like a whole bunch of tornadoes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's been kind of wild. So having a pretty day is like a breath of fresh air, literally.
Literally. Yes, you've been doing your painting since 2012. And you say it was a hobby. Like what was your first thought in doing your paintings?
So at first, my very first painting was my senior year of high school. And it was during an art class, which he didn't really teach us art. He just said, do something. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to try painting. And I
Right.
did my first watercolor um, then. And it came out cool. I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but everybody was like, oh my
Right.
gosh, that's so good. You should keep painting. And I was just like, oh, no, I'm good.
Child
Um,
prodigy.
like, I don't know. I just like, nah. But then, um, like every once in a while, I might paint something just as a brief hobby. But it wasn't until 2 years ago, actually, that I started taking painting seriously. And
Right.
I actually went in with my craft and really tried to practice my craft. So I'd say I was introduced to painting back in 2012, but I didn't actually start really painting until about 2 years ago.
I saw that on your website. You said you do shows. What kind of shows do you do?
I do different art shows. So
That's
like
dope.
it could be art shows like a art festival. It can
Okay.
be a we have something called First Fridays, which
We have
basically
them out here too.
okay, cool. So I do a lot of First Fridays. I do gallery exhibitions. I do solo shows,
Okay.
and
Do you get paid for any of those or
I get paid when I sell paintings. So whenever that happens, that's when I get paid.
what about to say? How do you know Mr. Best? How did you come onto the panel? Because I see you've been come onto the panel lately. Like, how did you find out about the panels?
Yeah. So sorry, one second. So basically, I do a lot of painting live on Instagram.
Okay.
And while I'm painting live, I allow people to come up, kind of like the panel. I allow people to come up and just talk and chit chat. And sometimes we'll have conversations like how we do on the panel.
Right.
But a lot of times it's just kind of freely conversations. Well, one friend named Raldo hopped on, and from Raldo, Soapbox hopped on. And when Soapbox hopped on, we had a great conversation. And he was like, yo, I do this podcast. I have these panels. Do you want to join? I was like, hell yeah, let's just try it. And so, yeah, that's how I got on. And then I loved the conversations and I loved what you guys were doing. And so it was just intriguing to keep coming back. And now I just feel like, man, y'all kind of family now. So,
What was like the deepest conversation? What was it? I know me, you, Mr. Best, and so, I forgot what the last conversation we had on the panel. Oh no, actually no. The ladies night one was kind of wild.
ladies' night was wild.
That I
But it was a deep conversation. It
it,
was a deep conversation. And one thing that I saw within that conversation is women are still not heard
that
because it took
yeah.
multiple people. If I would say something or someone else would say something, it would take a man to say it, to re-say it in order for people to listen. And that really
Right.
bothered me.
I know what's kind of fun. It's kind of ironic. It's not funny. I feel like it's ironic. Even through even through the centuries, men would take credit for what women are doing, or they would
Oh,
take oh if
there's been plenty of times where I said something and I elaborated on it and I made a point on it, and then like 2 seconds later, a guy comes on and says the same thing, and everybody's like, "Wow, yeah, that's interesting."
I didn't
And
even
I'm
catch
sitting here
that.
like, "The fuck." It happens a lot, actually. It really happens a lot. And I don't say anything because I'm like, okay, well, maybe they want to add another point to it. But when
Right.
people be commenting like they didn't hear my comment, I'd be mad. I'd be
Like,
okay.
it's kind of like we're rapping. It's like basically, wait, I just said the exact same thing he just said. It's like as if we're rappers. It's like, wait, you said the
Literally,
exact same thing I just said.
literally, like I literally just said that. And sometimes I will say that I'll be like, I just said that, but then no one hears me because the other person's still talking.
Um, so what's next for you? Like, what's your next big idea or venture that you're trying to get into?
Oh man. Okay. So first off, I need to update my website because I have a lot
Yeah,
of
me
shows that
too.
are coming up.
Yeah, I need to update my
Um,
website too. You're in that.
yeah, I got to update the website. But basically, what I have coming up, I'm doing First Fridays again. Um, but I have a show in June where it's a full exhibit for me, and my theme. Let me turn this off. My theme is actually Black men's mental health, so it's called the Black Man series. And the idea is, as I always talk about mental health, vulnerability,
Yeah,
healing, my idea is if if Black men specifically, because, you know, they're considered the most strong of them all. And I put it in quotes because it's not fair how they're seen because they're seen as super strong, it seems like they're not allowed to have any vulnerable emotions or anything like
yeah,
that. And so
yeah.
my theory is just like Malcolm X said, the most disrespected woman is the Black woman. And once the Black woman is liberated, then we'll all be liberated. I take the same stance with Black men's mental health. Once Black men have the permission to heal and to be vulnerable and to take care of their mental health, then we'll all have that opportunity. So, with that being said, my collection features different faces of men experiencing different emotions throughout the Black man experience.
Oh wow.
So, I have one person screaming to the top of his lungs, and it's called pressure because there's a lot of pressure, you know, being a Black man, and you just hold it in. I have another one called Brown Skin Boy, and the whole painting, there's no brown in it, but it does have a portrait of someone you know is a brown skin, and it just shows the how consumed he is with societal, you know, standards compared to what he really wants in his life. So it has words on it all around him like dangerous and blessed and, you know, pressure, and it's just kind of like a graffiti of all of these words that just almost consume him,
Right.
um, from what he's trying to be versus what the world sees him as.
I can relate.
Um, you see? And
I
so
can
the
relate.
idea is I want men and I want people, not just men, but I want people to look at this and say, wow, Black men are human.
Right.
Black men experience these. So that's one collection I'm working on for a show in June.
Okay.
Then I have a gallery opening on in August. And so the whole gallery is going to be my artwork. And that one, I want to do something very feminine. I want to call it feminine energy,
Right.
but I'm just not sure exactly what the pieces are going to look like. So I'm still in those planning stages
In the
there.
planning mode. Yeah, I can relate to that.
Right.
Because I'm
But
right.
I have different festivals I'm doing throughout the summer.
Nice.
And then, of course, the First Fridays. So lots planned. Once I actually make some money, hopefully within the next year, I really want to start transitioning into sweatshirts,
Okay.
um,
I'll
rolling
buy one.
trays, t-shirts, mugs, you know, something cool, notebook,
Right.
to sell. So like merch. So I'm looking to do merch within the next year.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
I see that you. I remember you had a. You're starting a YouTube channel. The Safe Space. How'd you come up with that idea?
Okay. a couple of things. Yes, Deja's Safe Space comes on Sundays at 11 a.m. Central Time. So that means it's 12 p.m. Eastern Time and 9 a.m. Western Time.
So
The
I'm
idea of Deja's Safe Space is for people to come on, just average people, to come on and share their stories. Whatever their stories may be, they want to be heard and we want to listen. Throughout that conversation, we ask things about growth, about healing, what that healing process looks like. Occasionally, we'll go into Bible, but it's not required. Um, and it's really just a safe space to have discussion and talk about things that can be considered vulnerable, but in a way that is encouraging for others. So that's Deja's safe space. So
um,
are we doing it? We should do it this Sunday.
I am working from 9 to 5:30, and then
Ooh.
I'm working from 9 to 5:30, and then when I get off, it's like there's not really much of a space because I live in an apartment. It's not small; it's bigger than our older one, but I'm not gonna
Can
be
you
by
go in
myself.
your car? Because my car is my safe
I
space.
have no car at the moment.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
because
Um,
I'm actually that's my goal this year. That's actually my big. So my biggest goal this year is to get a car, a new camera. I'm looking at one. It shoots 4K. Um,
nice. But yeah, those cameras are dumb expensive.
and I'm playing this. The lenses are just as much expensive as the cameras.
Oh, I know. My sister does photography, and I've seen her Christmas list.
Um,
I've seen that.
but yeah, yes. So I know it's not about me, but like one thing about me
Oh,
this year
that's
that
okay.
I'm going to do that terrifies the hell out of me is directing. So
Mm.
I wrote a film about zodiac dating, and so basically it's about this guy trying to get a girl who's the opposite zodiac sign of him and so like that, and but she's like the encyclopedia of zodiac signs. So she's kind of like the heart. She's not feminine, but she's like the type of person where my mentality, like she's protected by her mentality and how smart she is. And so she's kind of like not kind of hard to get, but it's more of like I'm hard to get with because like I know what I want. And so it's a short film shot in one space, but the thing is I was like I see all these dating movies, so I'm like, you know what? I want to do something about zodiac signs and like slap on zodiac signs on top of what they. But yeah, but that scare. What's the one thing that scares the mess out of you that you really want to do?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, actually, I want to move to London for a year or two and just explore Europe. But that scares the hell out of me. That
Why?
scares the hell out of me
What in particular?
because,
New region?
excuse me,
New region? Is it because of new region or
new region, I would be up there by myself,
yeah, that's the scariest.
working up there. I'm not sure how paperwork works. Um, and so it does make me nervous. And then, like, what if I need something mentally? Am I able to get it there? So both logistics and support is what I'm nervous about.
Right.
I have actually moved around a lot, especially as a child and an adult. Okay, so all my life.
Right.
I have moved around a lot. And one thing that sucked, I remember I was in Jersey finishing up school, and my mom and my dad, brother and sister, were in Japan. And that was one of the most difficult times because not only were the time zones different, but like if I needed something, if I just needed to talk, like they're not always available.
Right.
And then if I just wanted to be around them because I was going through something difficult, it was very difficult. So that's what scares me. I don't know if God will bless me with the opportunity,
I
but
said pray for it.
should he, I just pray that I'm ready for it.
Yeah,
That's
just
all.
I'm playing this. You know how they say there's power in prayer, and
Oh,
and
there is.
and also too, like like I see even on the panel and even on your website, you're always quoting scripture. So I would say my encouragement is find scripture that and hold on to it and see what God does.
No, that's true. My favorite scripture, and I have it tattooed on me, is 2 Corinthians 12:9, where it says Christ's power is made perfect in my weakness. And then it goes on to say, so I will boast all the more gladly in my weaknesses and my hardships, persecutions, difficulties, for when I am weak, then I am strong. Now,
Okay.
that's a Daisha remix, but at the end of the day, that's basically what it says. And I use that because anytime that I do feel fear, anytime that I do feel out of control or that I'm doing too much, that's my dog. Um, anytime that happens, um,
like I'm just crawl over here. Don't mind me.
okay, sorry, I had to make sure because my paintings are back there.
Oh,
Yeah, what he's doing. Anyway, what was I saying?
you said you have a tattoo tatted on you, and
Oh, yeah. So, anytime that I'm feeling less than, I kind of refer to that because God is made perfect in that. So when I give up my weaknesses to Him, then whatever He does with it will make me more strong. So His power is made perfect in my weakness.
please forgive. What did Rick Ross say? Please forgive me. God did.
Right. He did. He did. He said, "You suck as a human, but I got you."
What do I say? Are you a devout Christian? If you don't mind me asking, are you a devout Christian, or you just live by the word, or
I just go by the word because I don't go to church as often, but I listen to a lot of sermons.
okay,
I'm not really volunteering in the church, but I do like to do things that serve others, kind of like Deja's Safe Space. It's not necessarily
right,
volunteering, but it's kind
your
of
own thing,
encouraging the community.
right?
Um,
You know
I
what?
don't
That's what
necessarily
Jesus
give to the
did.
church, but I'll give like to charity. So, hello, Ziggy. What are you doing?
I was about to say, I actually, what about your website? Oh my God. So, what have you ever done if you don't mind me asking, what's like your like have you ever like failed at a painting, like you're supposed to do something for a client and
Oh, yeah.
went sideways?
Man, it happened 3 times. This is honest. Okay,
Well, at
so
least
my
you can
first paint.
count. Mine
I
is
mean, so one painting I was trying to do Aaliyah, and everybody kept seeing it looked like Selena, and I was like, no, it's supposed to be Aaliyah, and so I quit. The second one, a client wanted me to do a replica of another artist,
oh wow.
and I tried my best to make it my own, but it came out like shit. It came out so bad, and I had to give her another painting for free. Oh, I felt so bad.
Yeah,
Then I had another one who I liked how it came out, but I didn't like how it came out. Like I felt like I could do more,
right.
but for some reason it just wasn't happening. And so I just kind of said, okay, maybe it is done. But I wish I would have stayed on it. I really wish I would have gave it more time. Because I feel like I could have done a better job. So those are my three that I can think of off top of head.
How long does it take you to finish a painting or a mural? And do you ever do murals or you just do?
I want to. That's not going to be for a while because I still need a lot of practice. But within my painting career, I hope I do. I really, really hope I do. So, but it takes me a portrait about 40 inches by 32 inches takes me about 3 days.
Oh wow.
Um, Sometimes, depending on what's going on, I give myself max a week. But when I talk to my clients, I tell them at least 2 to 3 weeks just in case.
Yeah, me too.
Normally, I have it done like way before then, but I just give myself that buffer because you never know what can happen. Um, but yeah, usually on average, it takes me about 3 days, a
Oh,
week at most, but 3 days.
you're lucky. Mine's I tell people like give me about two, like how long it's gonna take you to do this video? Give me about 2 weeks. But it's like sometimes like I have to average in when I have to go to work now, it's like give me about 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks. Yeah, I work these days, and I work on the weekends. So like so I get some people who are like understanding, and I get some people who are like, oh, I guess, and some people are like, uh, that's too long. I'm like, well, I mean, you can find somebody else if you want to.
Right, literally. I don't know what else to tell you. Or sometimes when they say your prices are too high,
Yeah, right.
okay.
But
Like
it's
I don't know what else to tell you. You might not be my client, and that's okay.
right,
But these are my prices. Like this
right,
is my work. You know,
exactly. And like,
I'm spending 3 days on this.
man, because like, you ever get clients where it's like they'll tell you your price is too high, but they'll go out and go buy something heck expensive.
All the time. I'll get people who come in on I'll get people who like are known to wear designer clothes and
Right,
they're like, "Oh, $400, that's a lot." You just bought a wallet. Like, what do you mean?
$800 wallet that don't do nothing.
Right. That don't do nothing. So sometimes that annoys me, but at the same time, I don't let it discourage me because who is my client is my client. And
Right.
because people have bought from me before, I know that it's possible. And they better get from me now because these prices keep going up. It already raised in like 6 months. So
Oh, I want to give some encouragement too. I just I updated my IMDb to IMDb Pro.
nice.
And so, and I found out anybody who has a YouTube channel can get IMDb credit.
Interesting. I
Um,
never would have thought about that.
so like your Deja Safe Space can actually be on. You can actually put IMDb credit on that one.
That's cool. That's pretty cool. I'll have to look into that.
Have you ever thought about doing a YouTube channel with you painting or explaining the painting or something like that?
So I think about doing that with Daisy Safe Space too, so it's not so redundant, you know.
Right,
Um, yeah, I would be painting in my studio, but lately I just haven't had the inspiration.
right,
So that's why I've been doing it in my car, because it's also my safe space.
right. So,
Um, but yeah, I haven't. No, I haven't done that just yet.
do you ever draw inspiration on like cities or like two people walking or
So when I first started just playing around with paintings, I only did cities, which is hilarious. Because now when I look at cities, I'm like, can I do that? I don't know why.
no, I
And
know
when I first
that's
started,
actually the oddest thing. Honestly, if you want me to rebuttal, I actually know why you do that because I feel like it's the artist in you is like working at, hey, let me try something different. Let me
maybe
see it. Let me
so.
challenge myself. I feel like that's the inner you. It's like I think I because like I know with me, I'd be at work and I'm looking at different camera. Like my mind is like different camera angles. Okay, we're gonna do a wide shot of this. Okay, then we're gonna zoom in on him, and then we're gonna do a little pan shot. Like that's just how my mind.
Yeah, that's exactly how my mind works too. Um, so so yeah, yeah.
Um. Do you have like a would you have an all time biggest goal for this year or anything?
I'm trying to sell at least 10 to 15 grand this year.
Okay. Do you have a Facebook? You have a Facebook account too, right?
Yes, it's Daisha Maria Brianna. Brianna spelled Breona. Those are my names. So when I sign DMB, that's what I'm signing. Daisha Maria Brianna. That's why I go by Daisha MB.
DAS Deja what?
Daisha.
Daisha.
Yes. M
M
as in Maria and B as in Brianna.
no, not Smith. Deja Marie. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm slow. Deja Marie what?
Deja Maria
Oh Maria. Oh Deja Maria. Uh-huh.
Brianna. Breona.
Oh, okay. It's kind of funny because you're So do you go by Daisha or wait? Is it Deja or Daisha?
I
Because
asked my mom the same thing. I have no clue.
because
I
the reason why
have
I'm
no
saying it,
clue. I just say Daisha because that's how it's spelled.
right? It's
But
kind
what
of
is
funny
it
because
supposed to be?
your your name is actually the exact same name as my late sister, but she spelled it Dasha, and her birthday was actually yesterday.
Oh,
And so
oh,
yeah,
well,
like
happy birthday to her.
she would have been what 41 between 41 42 years old today.
Mm,
But yeah, it's but and I'm actually have a movie in mind for her that was going to be in honor of her, I should say.
that would be cool.
Have you ever painted murals like in honor of anybody yet, or?
I've painted, yeah. So the one, that's why I was mad when I sent the client the portrait because that was a memorial portrait. I was so mad. Uh, and then I've done a large portrait of two people, a mom and a grandmother, both of which passed. And so I did a portrait for them. And then of course I do a lot of um, like cultural people,
Okay.
so who may have passed. So like Pop Smoke passed. I did one of those.
Wait, Papa
Um,
Smoke passed? How long
he
ago?
passed years ago,
Oh
bro.
yeah, that's right. Definitely, he did. He did. I'm.
Like, where have you been?
You want to know the answer to that question?
That's okay.
Underneath the rock. I've been under. I've
That's
been.
okay.
No,
Because
but
I too am under a rock.
because that's what I meant to. That's what I meant to tell you. I was like, there's something I need to ask her. So, would you charge me to put your picture, your paintings in a film?
I would have to, yeah, because
Yeah,
it
of
would be
course.
a
Yeah,
licensing deal.
shipping. Yeah, shipping, licensing. How much would that cost? If you don't mind me asking.
So if you want an original painting, it would be depending on the size. If you want a canvas, it'll be 350 plus shipping. If you want a 40 by 30 too, it'll be 400 plus shipping.
Okay, so that's gonna cost me maybe about $600 to $800. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. No, I'm just putting math together. So because I definitely want to like help to promote my black sister.
No, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. If you want to put it into the movie, what I can do too is like just because it's you,
It's just
I
you.
can drop it to 350.
No, yeah, yeah, oh yeah. When the time comes, I'm definitely gonna hit you. I'm like, hey, Daisha, I need. And it's funny because I have another friend who actually does. She does paintings as well, and I don't know if she still does it or not, but she's really good at it as well. So I'm gonna hit both of you guys up at the same time. But I just want to say uh so painting Deja Safe Space. How many episodes are you planning on dropping with Deja Safe Space? Or you don't even know it, you're just doing it until
I really don't know yet because it came kind of like randomly, and I was just like, I'll do it. It seems right. And so basically, I'm just going to do it until I feel like I can't anymore, whenever that is.
oh so my free days is Mondays and Tuesdays.
Oh, are you free today?
Yeah, I'll be free before, so I can come back. So after this, I can actually so after this, and then I have another interview with my sister Minaj. She's a singer songwriter, actress, and a choreographer model.
Nice.
And so and then I gotta see what time it is because I have to do a lot of other. So I can hit you if it's not today, maybe tomorrow or maybe next week.
Okay, that's
Um,
cool. Next week will work.
definitely because I might have more time. I might have more time to myself. Oh, but yeah, I was gonna say, running out of time. Sorry.
You're
Um,
good.
but like, what other places did you go when you were a child? Like, what?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have been around like mostly around like most of the country, like 90% of the country I've been to in
Nice.
some way, shape, or form.
Ever been to Africa?
Um, No, this country.
Oh, my bad, my bad. Because I
Have
remember you said
not been to Africa yet. I
I
have
remember
been
you
to
said you've been
London
in
though.
Tokyo or something.
Yeah.
I remember you said you've been in Japan or Tokyo.
Oh, no, my family was there. I was stuck in Jersey. Yeah.
Um,
So we
sorry,
were separated for like 2 years.
sorry.
Actually, longer than that. Like 5 years, six
Oh
years
wow.
maybe. Yeah, we just yeah, it was hard. But anyway, I used to live first from Jersey, then moved to Virginia, then Alaska, then Oklahoma, then Florida, then back to Oklahoma, then back to Jersey, then back
Wow.
to Virginia, and then Kansas City.
Oh wow. So what was all the move? Because it's because you're a child and you really didn't have a say in where to move to, or
Basically,
yeah.
my parents, my mom, when I finally moved with my mom, she married into the military. And
Okay.
so we moved around a lot. But my family, like my biological father, my other brother, and all them were still in Jersey. So that's how, one, I call it more home or origin. And, but I did move around a lot because of the military. And then I married into the military. So that's also why we moved. Um, but once I got divorced, that's how I came to Kansas City.
What in the military life was it more stricter growing up in the military life or
Yeah, actually, when I hear what my friends were able to do compared to what I was able to do, different.
right?
Um, but it wasn't bad because I'm grateful for how I grew up. It was loving family. They did everything out of love.
Right.
Um, Now, another side of my family was different, but the one that I lived with majority of the time, which is my mom, nothing but love, even when discipline happened. Um, so I'm grateful for how I was raised for the
That's
most
nice.
part. Daisha Maria Brianna, Daisha MB, just shouting out Access Entertainment. Thanks for watching.
And where can people find you at?
On Instagram at underscore Daisha.mb. And that's Daisha spelled Daisha dot M as in Maria, B as in Brianna. On Facebook at Daisha Maria Brianna.
I definitely appreciate it. I'll definitely talk to you more. I'm gonna tap in with you, especially on the other panels.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time
Have a
and
blessed
doing
day.
this with me. You too.
No, thank you a lot.
Enjoy your day.
You too. Later.
Bye bye.